Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the No Sports Talk Show right here live via StreamYard, Facebook, and YouTube. Man, I know it's been a while, man. We know it's been a while since y'all seen us, man. It's been a minute, but it's good to be back, man. Back in the virtual booth, my boy Miles. What's going on, bro? How's it going, man?
What's going on, man? And Miles T. Miles T. Recognize that Tennessee baseball, Tennessee football, Tennessee basketball, women's, men, all that.
You know what?
Recognize the T. The power of the T, bro.
You're right. I'm a little rusty, Miles T. That is my fault. But yeah, man. Yeah, it's been a minute, man. Y'all I know y'all missed us, man, but you know, the saying they say, man, life was lifing, you know. You had to get get some stuff straight, man, on both our ends, man. But
most definitely.
Yes. Glad to be back, man. Glad to jump in and talk sports, man. Me and Miles are just talking, early today, y'all. We've been suffering. It's probably why we've been gone for a while, man. We don't have no football to talk about, and it's just so hard. Like,
not too much. Mm-hmm.
I don't think y'all understand. Like, it's so hard, but no, we don't have too much longer. We got a couple months. We back in the game, man. But wanted to kick things off, man. We know the NBA draft obviously took place on Wednesday and yesterday with the first and second rounds. So quickly wanted to go over any highlights from those that first round, and also we had something monumental, something that we've never seen before happen yesterday. If you weren't paying attention, you probably missed it, but I don't see how you would have, because again, this has never been done before. This is the first time we've seen this. Bronny James getting drafted to the Los Angeles Lakers. First time a father-son duo will be on the same team in the NBA. So I excited to dive deeper into that. But what I wanted to do first, Miles, before we dive into them in particular, just look at just that first round, and if there was any surprises that you saw out of those first few picks. I watched almost the whole first round, and I ended up cutting it off a little later. But what do you think about, before we get into Bronny James and Lakers, about what the Hawks did? I personally, I was actually surprised with the pick that they made, because I thought it was going to be Alex Sarr, but I read somewhere where apparently he didn't want to be here in Atlanta, and he skipped out on the workout or something like that. But I missed that part. So when they drafted the other guy, Zachary Rasheer, however you say his name, I was like, what? I was so confused. But how do you feel about
why you surprised about that?
No, I'm saying I was surprised because I didn't know. I kind of missed the whole Alex Sarr not wanting to be in Atlanta situation. So the whole time I was thinking, and even they were asking they had asked the GM, I believe, about Alex Sarr leading up to the draft, and he had nothing but really good things to say about him. So I was kind of thrown off when I saw it. But what are your thoughts on that pick? Like, do you think they made a good pick, or would you maybe have gone in a different direction? If that
I definitely. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, no, you go ahead. That was it. That was my question.
What was his name again? The guy that they actually picked?
His name is Zachary Riashear.
Where's he from?
He is from. I want to say he's from. I'll have to look that up. Give me 1 second.
I'm just saying that's what I'm saying. That's the point. That's why that kid, that was my point of saying that's why that kid didn't want to come here, because Atlanta Hawks makes moves like this.
Yeah,
he make moves like that. Yeah, France. I knew he was a foreigner. I just didn't know where he was from. I knew he was from a foreign country. Yeah. That's why the kid didn't want to come here, man. Because Atlanta, they don't make good moves. They don't draft good things. Trae Young was the last thing, and before that, it was what? You can't Dominique Wilkins.
I'm gonna let you keep going, but did you see what they just did today? A little earlier.
What?
They traded DeJounte Murray to the Pelicans for 2 first-round picks and Larry Nance Jr.
Nance Jr. I like Larry Nance Jr. I like his energy, but he's not going to score for you. But he will get you rebounds and he'll play good defense.
Yeah, now DeJounte Murray's gone. Literally,
they might have just made if Zion can stay healthy, they might have just made the New Orleans Pelicans maybe Western Conference, runner-ups or something. Like they definitely made them better, and they still got CJ McCollum. Brandon Ingram ain't gone yet.
He not going now.
I don't think so.
Not after this. DeJounte Murray. That's crazy.
I'm not too impressed by him. I haven't seen too much from him, but I have seen it good enough to know that he is a quality player that can bring. He's like a Drew Holiday to me. Like that's what he is, kind of like not as good a defense as Drew Holiday, but he can bring that kind of impact like Drew Holiday. And but at the end of the day, talking about the Hawks, they just don't make the moves, man. They don't make the big moves, make the right. You might have to give up 2 first-round picks in the draft to get this guy, which they kind of did with Trae Young. Then they switched Trae Young and Luka. I bet they regret that now, but we can't sit there and deny Trae Young either, because he didn't take him to Eastern Conference Finals. So we can't get really down Trae Young. So I like Trae Young. I just think they definitely need to build around him for sure.
Yeah, I think Trae Young is going to be the next domino to fall. Honestly, they probably going to trade him next. I feel like this is that situation. Like they're about to like blow it up.
Like, why? Trae Young's only like 23 years old. He's young.
Because it's Atlanta doing Atlanta things, bro.
And that's why that kid didn't want to come here. That's why he didn't want to come here.
I think Trae Young is going to get traded next.
You talking about mid-season or like next year?
Probably next year, man. I don't think they'll do it this year. But hey, stranger things have happened. But I just don't.
And you never know what the Hawks. Never know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you never know. You know, it's been some crazy going on, especially with the Knicks gave up 5 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges. I'm like, that's crazy. That's insanity.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know what's in the world there, but that's crazy. 5 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges, bro. I mean, I know there's no.
At first, I thought they were talking about the guy from Charlotte. That's what I thought they were talking about. The one that got suspended a couple years ago. That's Mikal Bridges, though. That's Mikal Bridges. That's what I thought they were talking about.
Guy from Villanova that played with Brunson and DiVincenzo. They won a national championship in Villanova with.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And they had Pascal. They had a squad, but yeah, I mean, yeah, it's stuff going on every day with the NBA right now with these trades, and a lot of talks are going around about Paul George. It's some stuff going on. So I'm definitely interested to see what happens over this next few days and stuff like that. So, but going back, with the Lakers and with them drafting Bronny, which I told you this before. I was pretty sure that was going to happen after, I didn't think Bronny was going in the first round at all. And then in the second round, it started at like 4:00 and you hadn't heard any news for like an hour or so. I was like, yeah, he's going to go to the Lakers. So, and they had their first pick was Dalton Knecht, your boy out of Tennessee.
Go Vols, baby. Go Vols, baby.
I thought that was a really good pick. But yeah, how you feeling about Bronny and the draft the Lakers had?
Well, you see the logo right there on the shirt, don't you?
No, I can't see what they say.
I don't know.
What does it say right there?
It's goat, and it's the purple and the gold.
It say sheep.
No, goat. Goat.
Hey. Yeah. I think
okay.
It's the silence of the lamb. The lamb.
Let me start off by saying this before I get into deep detail of the actual pickup.
Yeah,
Michael Jordan would have never been able to pull that off at all. So I'm gonna let that go right there. I'm just gonna say that point. That's a point one. Okay.
What this got to do with
now,
Jordan?
Huh?
What this got to do with Michael Jordan?
I'm just saying he don't have that. He never will not never have had that kind of power to pull that move off. Never.
Well, I'm just saying Michael wouldn't babysit his son at all. Like
babysit,
like coddling him. Come on.
Really?
Yeah.
If he wanted to, he couldn't. If he wanted to, he couldn't have done it. If he wanted to, he couldn't have done it. But anyway,
he wouldn't have done that. What? But finish your point, because this is not about Michael Jordan. So
I'm just saying that none of his sons was talented enough to do that anyway. So anyway,
so what?
I'm just saying, Bronny James at this age, and we look like we were talking about earlier a little bit about this draft. There was LeBron James being the student of the game that he is. He looked at this draft. He looked up and down that list and the prospects and all this and that. He said, Bronny, this is your best chance to go into this draft and get still drafted a little high, but not too high, but high enough, because there's no household names in this draft at all. None. But maybe Eddie, Ade, what is his name? Eddie, how you pronounce it? Whatever, from Purdue. Edie, that's it. Edie, Bronny James, huh?
Clingan out of UConn. A lot of people like Clingan.
Yeah. Other than that, I mean, how many did you have? Maybe 5 household names that maybe people might know that's been watching that. Other than that, it was just a bunch of good players. But now when you see him play, you be like, oh yeah, I remember him from that one game. Oh, I remember him from that other game. But Bronny James, of course, he was like, bro, he was like, son, you'd be the biggest name in the draft. Be honest with you. Besides Edie, you know what I mean? And I mean, you might as well come out this year. You might as well do it. And if you fall far enough, we'll get you. Because there's really no standout player. There's nobody out there. All these French guys that went first and second, third, never seen them play a day in my life until I saw the highlights. Never seen it. So that was really a smart, intelligent move, and just showing once again why he's the king. that he really, told his son, like, look, this is the draft you need to get into, where you can get into the NBA real quick. Right now, just for publicity and that's why, I mean, I don't know why other people didn't pick him up. It could have been an inside thing, because just for him being Bronny James Jr. on your team, he's going to bring resources. He's going to bring a crowd just to see how good he does or how bad he does, just so they can say something. You know what I mean? He's going to bring publicity. So it was a move for the upper office, publicity, bringing it back to the Lakers, which they always have anyway. But that's what it was. It was a smart, intelligent, inside move of business resources and just making money. That's what it is. But at the end of the day, Bronny James Jr. is a good player. He's as good for what we've seen, because you already know what he went through last year. Tragic situation. But not tragic, but the little situation, the situation that he did have with his heart and everything. He did show spurts of greatness. Imagine him being with his dad for the next 3 years. After his dad retires, if he retires, but he can learn behind his dad. They side by side, 24/7 a year, all day, each and every day. So that was really a brilliant move for real, business wise and player wise, because I think he's definitely going to be worth it in 2-3 years, sure. And he's going to get some playing time this year.
Well, I do think it's a cool move.
Cool.
But it's a cool move. It's dope. It's dope to see that. But let me explain something real quick. I'm not trying to say it's not cool to see the first, father-son duo. That's dope. It's really a great accomplishment to have that. But I just need people to pump the brakes and stop saying this was just such a masterful move. Other teams were going to take him that high. I don't think that this, because bro, look, you have to look at Bronny James. Well, first of all, him having that situation with his heart that happened, right? We only had a small sample size of him playing at USC, and he wasn't even averaging over 10 points a game for real. He wasn't, I know that a lot of that is contributing to him coming off of, that situation medically, which is understandable. But with you having such a small sample size, and just because your last name is James, that doesn't grant you free access to get drafted by any and whoever. These teams, the reason why Bronny fell is because nobody wanted to draft him. Nobody was going to be willing to take that risk of having you use the pick on Bronny James when they don't know what kind of. Yes, it's one thing to see flashes, but it's another thing when you look at other players who've been, who they have a bigger sample size. They can judge them based off of an extensive amount of tape that they've seen at the collegiate level, right? So it's not to knock and say that he's not a good player or he'll be a good player in the NBA, but I personally don't think he was ready to just jump into the NBA. And yeah, this makes sense for him to come in the NBA right now, because this is his dad being able to secure him being drafted. Because had LeBron not been on the Lakers, let's just say LeBron had retired last year or something like that, and he didn't get one of his closest people, JJ Redick, who he was doing a podcast with while his head coach was on the hot seat, he got him hired. And I don't care what JJ Redick says about Bron not wanting to be involved. Bron was involved. This is all orchestrated and set up this way. So it's not this masterful move. Everybody saw this coming from a mile away. Nobody was going to draft Bronny. He went 55 out of 60 overall. That's not high in the draft. You know what I mean? He would have been. I'm telling you.
I don't think nobody was expecting him to go high. That's what I'm saying. I wasn't.
But see, even leading up to that, GMs weren't talking about drafting him at all. The only team, even if you go look at it, The only team that he actually went and did a private workout with was the Lakers. That's the only team, because nobody else was going to entertain that, and that's just, it would be different if he, stayed at USC, another year or transferred to wherever and, balled out. And it's like, all right, cool. Like now we know we can trust that he'll be healthy and these conditions won't come up again, whatever. But I just don't feel like a lot of teams were jumping at him anyway to make it so, seem like this is such a mastermind, move. I think it was clear as day. Everybody knew it was coming, just like everybody knew JJ Redick was about to be the coach. Like everybody predicted it. Is it a great thing to see LeBron using his power to get his son? Absolutely. But I just think that if he,
I don't know about that. If the UConn coach would have took that offer, I think he would have been the coach. If he would have took the offer.
I just think that if Bron wasn't on the Lakers with the power that he has, I just don't think that he would have got drafted. Like,
no, yeah, okay. I was just talking about the coaching situation. You talking about JJ Redick?
Oh yeah, and see, honestly, I that one came out of
nowhere. If the UConn coach would have took that offer, he would have been the coach. So that was nationally public. UConn, the Hurley.
Yeah, Dan Hurley. Well, if he would have been the coach, he would have drafted Klingon, somebody out of UConn. I tell you exactly what would have. Well, not him, but he would have pushed for that.
Maybe.
He would have pushed for his guys. He wouldn't have pushed to draft Bronny. And like I said, that's not to say that Bronny's not, gonna be.
I ain't gonna lie to you. What I've seen of his high school highlights.
He's not ready for the NBA. He's not ready for the NBA.
In this particular draft this year, I think he's good enough to fall where he fell.
He was always going to fall.
In this particular draft, I think round 2, number 55, was where he's good enough to be in that spot. And the Lakers just happened to be in that spot. I think he was good enough to be there. In this draft, now if this is Zion's them draft and all them kind of drafts, that's different. I'm talking about this particular draft. 2, number 55, he's worth that.
It's the worst draft, but what I'm telling you is this is orchestrated. This is not a surprise, like at all.
Yeah,
there's a reason. It was all the plans were put in place. So, because who's going to be willing to take that risk and take that chance? Nobody. And that's why he landed with his dad. Now it's going to be interesting to see how it happens, but it's not going to be any different with he's been around LeBron and been conditioned by him his whole life, so it's great to be able to do that. But at some point, like when he's not around, to be there. Like that's when you'll be like, all right, well, what is this going to look like career-wise? But I just don't think he's ready for the NBA right now. That's not to say that he won't be good, but I just don't think he's ready right now. His younger brother, Bryce, I think Bryce is going to be the real deal too. I think Bryce is going to be. I think he's going to be what people want Bronny to be, personally. But again,
he's already 6'6". Bronny's only 6'3", 6'4". Yeah,
bro, he is going to be that. He's going to be nasty. But again, do I think that they're going to like win a championship or something like that? No, I don't. I don't think they're going to win a championship together. Now, can they get to the playoffs and stuff like that? Like for sure, I think that they can get to the playoffs, but it also depends on what else they're going to do with the in the rest of the moves that happen in the offseason. But
that's what I'm waiting on now. I'm just waiting on the rest of the roster, see what they're going to do with it. Yeah.
They're not going. They're not going to win the championship though. But
it depends on what other piece they get. But no, they're working on another piece. They're working on the final. This is the biggest piece they're going to work on. Donovan Mitchell, Chris Paul. What they're going to do?
That I don't know. We'll see. But
they even mentioned Trae Young a couple of times, so we'll see.
Yeah, we will. And we just saw Boston win. So next year, You got
It
Boston
was
coming
Boston's
back.
time, man. It was Boston's time.
Yeah, I wanted. I'm not gonna lie. I picked the Mavericks just to piss like a couple of my friends off that I know are Celtics. But I did. I was like, oh, it'd have been cool to see Kyrie win, but
yeah,
Luka just, dude he's just a liability, bro. And Kyrie turned into Casper out there, But again,
he ain't
like
ready for the big fight by himself. He ain't ready for it yet.
It was too easy, bro. That was a boring finals. I was just hoping and praying that Dallas was gonna somehow pull it out and extend the series just so we didn't have to not have any sports to watch. I was like, please, y'all do something. But I knew that game was over. I knew that game was over with in the first quarter. I was like, yeah, it's about to be a wrap. But yeah, moving on. Your boys, Tennessee Volunteers won the College World Series. How you feeling about that? Mm-hmm. They beat Texas A&M, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Man, it's
good game though. Good game.
First
national championship in school history. Yeah, in baseball.
And is this the first national championship you witnessed Tennessee win? I'm not even trying to be. Is it, bro? In any sport, have you seen Tennessee win a national championship in any other sport?
Calm down.
I'm just saying, bro.
B, no, and
must feel real great.
This is the first of many to come. This is setting the tone for the fall, bro.
All right.
This is setting the tone for the fall. This is fall, winter, all that, basketball, all that. We're a program. See, y'all not. See, that's the thing about Alabama. Y'all football, a little bit of basketball. Now for the last 5 years, we're a program. We got women's baseball. Women's softball, women's basketball, men's basketball, men's baseball, football, and I'm sure some other stuff we got too. We're a program. We're an athletic program. You see what I'm saying? It's a difference.
Real quick. You know Alabama has won national championships in swimming, rowing, golf, softball while I was in school.
I didn't say y'all didn't.
I'm just saying, when you talk about program, we got to count the championships across the athletic department. This is the first one in like 30 years or more that Tennessee has actually won, or maybe even played in. I don't know the last time
that's
Tennessee
not true.
That's national championship any sport.
1998.
98. I was 6.
Well, I just said it wasn't 30 years.
What sport was that?
Football. We beat Florida State. Yes, sir.
Y'all beat Florida State in 98.
Yep. The year I graduated. Oh, it was a beautiful graduation.
That's 26 years. We might as well round that up to 30.
Nah.
That's on the other side. You know how it was in math when it was 5.
Yeah, 5 and above. Yeah.
Round that bad boy up to 30. So it's been 30 years. You probably, man. I know it felt good. Did you watch the game, the baseball game? Did you watch it?
Oh yeah.
You were soaking that.
It was on ABC back then. You know, it was on ABC back then.
I mean, baseball game. I know you was watching the football. In 98, but what about? Did you watch the when y'all won the baseball?
No. I didn't get to watch that. It was on a channel I couldn't get. No, I just watched the highlights and stuff.
That's all I was seeing. I didn't even get a chance to really watch any of it. I caught the highlights, but that's dope. Shout out to y'all, man. We
was a great hitting team, though. I give us that. That we was a good hitting team all year long. Stayed number 1 almost all season long. For real, man. Good pitching. Our coach actually, I saw the highlights where he used like 4 or 5 pitchers that game. You got
a bullpen. You could do that.
Yeah. So you keep a fresh pitcher in there on some tired players that's tired. That's actually good strategy. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I guess that's why we've been number one all season.
That's cool. But last, real quick before I know we got time, but
yeah, right on it.
Real quick, UFL, we saw the championship happen with that, and Birmingham winning their third in a row. So shout out to Birmingham Stallions. Well, this is the first time it was a UFL championship. Are you thinking that, me and you agree this is both like growing into like that gateway or that portal for, the NFL, which we felt like it was anyway, but it really, really is starting to grow and showcase talent, which I thought that was pretty cool. So interesting to see if they expand to other cities, but it's definitely growing into that feeder and to give people other opportunity to the NFL. So just wanted to quickly highlight that. But yeah.
I don't see how we don't have one of those teams. I don't understand it. We got Georgia State Stadium. We got Georgia State Stadium. We got a couple stadiums we can go to. I don't get it.
Yeah, it's true. I'm not sure why.
Gwinnett County, we got that stadium out there, that arena. I mean, I don't see why we don't got one of them. I mean, I'm sure we will in the future if it keeps growing like it is. I think we'll definitely get one because they're starting to get some good talent down there. That they're getting players that made rosters on the NFL, but they just get hurt and then they go down there and play for a season or so. Or it's kind of like almost like the D League of the NFL, like almost, So so just one season, So
absolutely.
I think it'd be a good thing in the future. I like it. I like what Dwayne Johnson's doing, The Rock, and countering up and partnering with all his connections and resources. I think it's gonna be good for the NFL.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So definitely excited, but cool, man. Well, y'all, that's all we have for y'all, man. We like I said, no, we've been away for a while, but we'll be back, man. Y'all keep rocking with us. Like I said, we had to get some stuff handled, but we back in the swing of things. So Miles, go ahead and say your goodbyes, bro, so we can get up out of here.
Yes, sir. Like first and foremost, give thanks to my Lord and Savior, man, Jesus Christ. Thanks once again, Father God, for this platform you give me and VJ, man, and that we continue to build and prosper and grow from it, man. And each and every chance we get, we're gonna pray to get bigger and better, man. And at the end of the day, go Vols. Thank you, God, and let's get it.
Absolutely, man. Just to echo what Miles said, man. Appreciate y'all. Miles, appreciate you. Love you, man. Always a pleasure to jump in and excited to be back talking sports, y'all. We got some more stuff coming, so keep it locked, man. And look, continue to trust God. Keep putting him first, especially during this time. It's hard. I know when you may be facing some uncertainty, you don't really know, what's going to happen in life. But again, we can rest in the fact that God is in control and he has our best interest, and he always going to put us in the best position to continue to grow us as people and his children. So continue to have that faith and continue to trust and believe and keep rocking with us, y'all. We'll be back next week. Y'all some more sports talk. It's my birthday on Sunday, so y'all wish me happy early birthday.
Happy birthday, man. And hey, this hole won't be in my do-rag next time either, y'all. I'm sorry, I didn't just recognize.
Yeah, we gotta get you one with a T on it.
I got one back there. I just didn't realize this had the hole in it. Yeah. Yes, sir. Happy birthday, little bro.
Appreciate you, man. Y'all be easy, man. We out. Peace. Be blessed.